What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Listen, man, today we got a crazy video. Shout out to our brother 4D Shams. They're most definitely doing his thing out there for real. And the title says today, Child Star Lil Tay starts OnlyFans. Oh, that's crazy. Remember, when she just came out, she was a very young lady, young girl. Now she's all growing up now. And apparently start doing OnlyFans. Sad to see, sad society. It's a shame. But let's get into it. We'll hear what the young lad has to say about it. Let's go.
Already know what the fuck going on. We just broke the link record with the youngest link of the century. $1 million in a couple hours. I'm still the youngest one doing it. For all the grown-ass haters who've been hating since I was 9 years old, look at me now. What y'all got to say?
Well, unfortunately, what we gotta say is that you're being exploited for views. If you don't know who that little girl was, that was Lil Tay. Back in 2018, she was one of the first overnight internet stars. She would get on Instagram Live and post these videos where she basically called herself the youngest flexer of the century.
I'm the youngest flexer of the century, and I'm only 9 years old. What are y'all doing with your lives?
She would just be cussing up a storm, flexing, showing her seemingly extroverted personality. And she really meant it when she said youngest flexer of the century, because one of the selling points of her videos was flexing that she owned luxury homes, cars, throwing money around, and just roasting people.
Lil Tay out here on the top of Beverly Hills. I run this beat. I'm the youngest one doing it. I run LA. I got shooters there, here. I got shooters everywhere.
This young girl, if she saw a gun, she would probably die. Right? But it's sad to see that, her at that age, right, in this video, and then when she get older, you see that grown men subscribing to her OnlyFans. That's just like why? Like why in your right mind? Like why that shouldn't even be something you should even be considering doing. Like that's the sad part about it. Like that's actually crazy.
I just bought a Lamborghini. Y'all bitches can't afford this shit, okay? I'm only 9 years old, but I'm the youngest flexer of the century. Me and my boy Jake Paul out here flexing on these broke ass haters. Tell 'em what's up, Jake.
Yeah, you can tell this was very rehearsed. They definitely had a talk like, okay, so I'm gonna be sitting in the car, I'm gonna walk out, say my little spiel, and then you're gonna throw the money. You're gonna walk off, and then I'm gonna say more cuss words, and then we're gonna end the video.
Y'all haven't seen this in your lives. I'm richer than all y'all broke ass haters. Y'all grown ass men hating on me because y'all broke and jealous. Y'all rappers out here, I ain't even started rapping yet, but I'm richer than you, bitch.
Mind you, she was 9, she couldn't drive, and definitely didn't own those things. She was flexing things she didn't own. And she did it so well, so aggressively, that to some people it actually became believable. Later on, we would find out that her mom, Angela Tien, a real estate agent, was basically letting her film these videos in homes she was working to sell. And when it came to the stuff that she was saying in the videos, it was all a script fed to her by her older half-brother, Jason Tien. He was basically like the puppet master behind the scenes. For about like 5 months, Lil Tay was basically the face of internet chaos. She gained millions of followers due to her personality that was basically a mixture of Cardi B's confidence, Logan Paul's recklessness, and a 4th grader who just learned cuss words and had no adult supervising. She collabed with Whoa Vicky, Bad Baby, and was having beef with people twice her age. And just like she showed up on the internet out of nowhere, she also vanished out of nowhere in mid-2018. Her Instagram was wiped, her mom lost her real estate job, and her fans didn't know where she went. Behind the scenes, however, she was caught up in a messy custody battle with both her parents hurling accusations at each other. And on top of that, Christopher Hope, her dad, wanted to take control of her internet career away from her brother so he could maybe gain some sort of benefit. Then fast forward to 2021, her Instagram page posted disturbing messages alleging abuse and asking for help. And then everything would be deleted again. And then in August of 2023, her Instagram claimed that she had died. And then like a day later, she gets on the internet and basically says, hey y'all, I'm alive, my account was hacked. And at some point, her story basically became a case of a boy who cried wolf. Well, I guess in this case, a girl who cried wolf, because people started thinking that she was pulling off these stunts for attention. And honestly, that might have been the truth. And the sad thing about this story is that there's a bunch of adults in her life who are trying to exploit this little girl because they know that she can go viral and make money. And I mean, we've seen stuff like this before. You got Honey Boo Boo, Danielle Bregoli, aka Bad Baby, and many other cases. But all the content that she's made up to now is basically child's play compared to the next step that she's trying to take, OnlyFans. This Lil Tay story truly cemented how scary the internet is. Brief intermission, make sure you sub up to the YouTube. We're almost at 100k subs. And while you're at it, let's get my reaction channel to 10k. Within 3 hours of making her OnlyFans link, Lil Tay made $1 million.
God damn, bro. Cool. Look at the amount of only on messages only. Look at the amount of money she made on messages only. That is crazy, bro. On tips, bro. She make, bro. That's somebody's yearly salary right here. Subscriptions, bro. Half a mil. That's wicked, bro. And there are people out here who working hours on hours, slaving away. Not even close to that. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
And according to her, she broke the OnlyFans record. Now I want you to try to guess who subscribed to her OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, and thank you to all my supporters who have pre-ordered since 2018 or whenever you did.
Since 2018, what is she talking about? Oh, what do you mean since 2018? What? Whoa, no. No, that's just wrong, bro. You cannot be subscribing to OnlyFans at 18, bro. You know what age she was at that time? No, them boys gotta be something gotta be wrong with y'all boys, man. That's tough.
So you're telling me the internet, you know, the motherfuckers who basically watched her grow up have been spawn camping until she turned 18? These freaky frogs were literally on the edge of their seat, salivating at the mouth, just waiting for her to turn 18. Cause there's no other way she made $1 million in less than 3 hours. Shoot, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a Discord group.
My bro, did you just say less than 3 hours? She made $1 million less than 3 hours.
Weirdos out there who were like strategizing what they'll do when she dropped the link. And this keeps getting scarier because Lil Tay is now in talks with Bonnie Blue, the demon herself.
No, bro, what is this? No, bro, no. This young girl is poisoned already. If this actually go through, she's poisoned. She's done. There is no coming back. She's finished. Sad to see.
The seductress, the succubus, the lady who slept with 1,000 men in less than 1 day. I'm going to be in LA later this month. Would you be down to collab? Question mark. And what did Lil Tay say? 500k subs on OF and I'll do it. I can't lie, if she takes that step, I don't think there's any coming back from that one. But let's look at the breakdown of how much she's earned from OnlyFans so far. So she earned 500k from subscriptions, almost 30k from tips, almost $500,000 from messages. $500,000 to message someone. What could y'all freaky frogs be wanting to say to her? And it gets worse, cause we got guys giving reviews on her OnlyFans. And you guys wonder why we have new misanders popping up every day talking about I hate all men. Y'all are making it too easy.
Makes an OnlyFans, which is disgusting. So naturally I bought it, and here's why you should too.
What? Is he okay? What? Oh my God. Bro, what are you talking about? No, that's insane, my J. That's crazy.
They were deadass 50-year-olds camping out for the clock to strike 12 when she turned 18. These pedophiles waiting for the exact moment they could subscribe. Me too. It was like Black Friday for per.
Bro, no, honestly, what in that do you find that appealing? There's nothing in it. Why? Why does that make you feel good? I don't know. Please continue the video.
It was like Black Friday for perverts?
Me too? Even though it's her name, there are nothing lil about her Lil Tays.
And honestly, this one might be just a teeny bit worse than the last guy, because not only is he a weirdo, but he's also broke.
Like, my nigga, pick a struggle.
Hey, anyone got the Lil Tay leaks? Asking for a friend, by the way. But anyone who actually bought her OF, is it true? Is it good? Nah, but for real, who even bought that, bro? She just turned 18. Y'all who actually bought it really did a countdown. But any of y'all who did buy it, let me know if it's good. Yeah, I'm joking, bro. Asking for a friend.
And at least there was some semblance of good news that came out of this.
So yeah, let's get it. Ain't no way, bro. They got scammed. They got scammed, bro. That was a heist for her, bro. This is just normal Instagram photos.
I'm overly glad that she scammed these weirdos, because $1 million in a day? Y'all made her a millionaire in a day? Not even a day, it's technically 3 hours. So let's say we do the math and she keeps earning at the rate she was earning the first 3 hours, she would make $8 million in a day. Nah, man, y'all deserve to get more than just scammed. Some of y'all gotta be under the jail. Our society is so cooked. In my last video, I talked about how we have a public gooning problem. You got regular people and even celebrities gooning in public. Rapper designer charged with indecent exposure after alleged incident on international flight. Federal prosecutors charged designer with misdemeanor incident exposure on an aircraft, accusing the 25-year-old of exposing himself and masturbating in front of female flight attendant during the international flight last week. You can't make this shit up.
Bro?
So if a celebrity who knows they have millions of fans around the world, okay, maybe not millions because it's designer, but you know what I mean. If a celebrity can do this, imagine what the regular everyday person would do. So now not only do we have a gooning problem, we have this child star to OnlyFans pipeline. It's really becoming a reality.
Crazy,
and
bro.
the crazy thing is, Lil Tay isn't even the first one to do it. Danielle Bergoli, aka Bad Baby, did it before her and she had similar success. On top of that, we have the Bop House, which is basically a content
Yeah, and that's my first. I've heard of it already, but it's like, why? Why is this thing? I don't even keep up with this kind of things. Like people end up telling me about these things because I truly do not keep up with this. I'm not gonna lie, but why is that a thing? Why is it a thing? That is that no, that's a sickness for real.
creation house, but it's comprised of these newly 18, 19, 20-year-olds who united to make a group for making spicy content. And not only that, they do polls and interact with their fan base to try to find the next newly 18-year-old to recruit into the Bop House. Is that not insane? YouTuber Piper Raquel, 17, responds to backlash about collabing with OnlyFans creators at Bop House. So would this be their version of like job shadowing? She has 13 million TikTok followers plus 5 million more on Instagram. With those numbers, that audience, that type of traffic, it's a million other ways to make money. You know, outside of the money that she's already making from having that type of a following, I'm sure if she just thought outside of the box for a second, you know, thought of some sort of
Have no intuition. They are brain dead. So they cannot think outside the box. They only think of one way. It's to sell the box. That's all they know. They don't know no better. And that's the problem in society. There is no leadership in the household. There is nobody leading none of the children, both men and women, in the right direction. So that's why we'll see a lot of degenerate activity in the society, within the young children, right? Because there is no leadership, there is no guidance, there is nobody telling them, hey, don't do that. Hey, put some clothes on. Hey, act in a better way. Hey, have some respect. Hey, have some manners. There is none of that. But guess what they have? Do what you want. You see, you're young, so live your life. But not knowing that in the future will bite them in the ass and they will live a life of desperation and it will kill them slowly and slowly. Hey, but who am I to say that? They won't listen to me. You don't have to. But understand the life you live now will affect you in the future, right? The choices you make now will come back to you in the future. Always remember that.
innovative idea, she could use those numbers to make a lot of money. In worst case, let's say she saves the money that she's earning from social media and starts a business. I'm sure that even if she stopped making content on social media, her fan base would still support her in whatever endeavor she chooses to pursue.
The issue with this child, Piper Raquel, being in the Bop House is that this was her mom's way of soft launching her into the industry as they build up to her 18th birthday, and that is disgusting.
I know some of you guys might be thinking, what about these kids as parents? Why aren't they protecting their kids? Why aren't they looking out for them? Well, sadly, a lot of times when it comes to these child celebrities, once the money gets involved, the clout, you know, being able to monetize your child and paying all your bills just from being a manager, and not just a manager to anyone, a manager to someone who you have legal authority over. It's literally the perfect position for a manipulative, heartless parent to be in.
This was clearly a planned collaboration that had to be scheduled and cleared with both of their teams. We know that Tiffany, Piper's mom, runs her team, and there's absolutely no coincidence that Piper's mom scheduled this collaboration with Sophie Rain, because Sophie Rain is known for making $50 million in her first year as an S-word.
You cannot be serious, my boy. Bro, there's no way Shorty hit 50 mils on, like, what? Bro, what? 50 mil? Oh my God. No, that shit cannot be real, shawty. 50 mil? You gotta be joking, man. That's fake news right there. Bro, she had 50 mil in net worth earning, bro. In her net earning. No, who subscribed to the OnlyFans? Cause I need to know. I need to know. What is this?
Worker because of how young she looks. That's strategic. That's planned. This is them building up to this poor child's 18th birthday. She's already on a site called Brand Army, and as we learned in the documentary called Bad Influence on Netflix, Piper's already on this website, and her mother will encourage her to go Brand Army mode, which means to I don't know how else to say that.
Once the money gets involved and it gets to their head, a lot of these parents don't care to treat their kids like a commodity. They'll encourage their kids to act provocatively because they know it'll increase views, likes, traffic, which leads to more monetization. So at the end of the day, even when it comes to parent and child, it comes down to the money. And I'm not gonna try to sit here and act like this is some sort of new concept. There's a bunch of articles and documentaries out there that detail the exploitation of child stars. And this is just one of those articles. Abuse in children's TV, the need for legal reform. And as you can see, some of the shows mentioned are All That, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious, Sam and Cat. I know for a fact that some of you guys viewing this video have watched these shows. And there's more articles. This one's by PBS, The Dangers of Parents Sharing Their Children's Lives on Social Media. White Offset highlights how we don't keep children's stars safe in Hollywood or online. There are a lot of children's stars that have been exploited. And I'm sorry, you're a fool if you think that their parents didn't know. Some of those parents were definitely complicit. A big fear I have is that any child star with any semblance of clout, fame, just completely disregards the regular content creation route, the regular school route, and the regular career route to go straight to OnlyFans.
Because guess what? We live in a degenerate society. We don't live in a place of godliness, of goodness, of righteousness. We don't live in a society like that. All it promotes is degeneracy. That's all it is. That's all it will be. Unless we come and we say, hey, we're not having none of that. We want our kids in line, we want our kids safe. Right? We gotta see what our kids looking at online and what are some of the things they're indulging in. So then we can have control of our children. We can see what our children watch. We can see what our children do. So we can have more protection over our kids. But we don't have that. Everybody is freely educated, do whatever they want. And that is why we're in the position we're in when it comes to our children in the society.
And without proper guidance from parents who actually care about their children and not just money, this more than likely will happen. And as crazy as that sounds, it seems like this might become a reality because people are seeing success with it. And let's hope none of these predatory business-minded men with power start scheming on these child stars, because that can lead towards a really dark tunnel where you're damn near dabbling into sex trafficking and sexual exploitation. Like, imagine someone sets up a system that grooms kids to be child stars and then eventually push them towards OnlyFans. It's a scary and dark thought, but it's definitely a possibility because there's so much money to be made